This episode of the Friends of Beauty podcast is sponsored by Buddy Love Delights. Buddy Love Delights is a health and wellness company that specializes in the cannabis infusion of drinks, foods, and desserts. They provide CBD products for clients strictly looking for the healing and medicinal qualities of the hemp plant. Additionally, they also provide THC for clients who desire a top-notch euphoric experience with cannabis. And all I'm gonna say is, you gotta try the lemonades, okay? Buddy Love Delights products are all natural, made with organic ingredients, and most importantly, made with love. You can contact Buddy Love Delights directly via a phone call or text at 202-471-9838 or send them a DM on Instagram at Buddy Love Delights. Make sure to follow Buddy Love Delights to keep up with new products and upcoming events. So now let's go ahead and jump into the episode.
But then I knew, like, when I would go on the Nordstrom site or Sephora site, it's like they knew exactly what I was looking at. You know, they would show me that exact same product on my Instagram feed 5 minutes later. So I was like, where do I do that after hitting the promote button? You know what I'm saying? Somehow, somewhere, I went down the rabbit hole and realized that there's a whole program called Facebook Ads Manager, which is very different than boosting a post or promoting a post. Yeah. And it is the program that Sephora, Fenty Beauty, YSL, every single brand that's out there is using. They are not taking their posts and hitting boost or promote.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aleah Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aleah Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here with me, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I welcome you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, then click the link down below in the show description to join our community. And I'll be there to welcome you with open arms. Also, follow Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. What I like to do is something called the Friends in Beauty Friday feature, where every Friday I spotlight a different friend in beauty and their accomplishments. So no matter how big or small you think it is, I want to shout you out. I want to send you some good vibes. So all you have to do is use the hashtag FIB Friday feature, tag Friends in Beauty on something that you have accomplished, and I'll share it with the community. Additionally, the Friends in Beauty podcast is available on several platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, YouTube, you name it. And whatever platform you are listening from right now, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into the Friends in Beauty podcast. I truly appreciate you so much. And I would love it even further if you took the time to leave a 5-star rating, a review, a comment, a like, a share, a subscribe, or something to let me know how you feel about the Friends in Beauty podcast. I would absolutely love it. And also, I have to tell you that you should join the Friends in Beauty mailing list tribe if you haven't already, because they are the first to know about all things Friends in Beauty, and I send out different business resources, tips, and advice throughout the week. So if that's something that you're interested in, the link for that will be in the description as well. And last but not least, the most important thing is to share the Friends in Beauty podcast with your other friends in beauty, your family, your friends, anybody that you think could benefit from the information that is being shared. Share away to help me grow the Friends in Beauty community. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome Aleah Rae to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Aleah Rae is the passionate powerhouse behind Rae of Light Digital. A creative at heart, Aleah combines a love for fashion and beauty with her keen sense of business to help indie beauty brands market their products through social media. As a Facebook ads coach, she provides one-on-one strategy sessions and soon-to-be group coaching, focusing on teaching efficient and effective ways to use ads to increase conversion rates and online sales. Oh my goodness, I had such an amazing chat with Aleah Rae. In this interview, she shares the biggest mistake most beauty businesses are making when it comes to running Facebook ads. She also shares the elements of Facebook ads that are most important for your ad to be successful, how to spy on your competitors' ads to give you an advantage, and insight on what you should include in your ads. Also, she shares the 2 types of ads you should have running at any given time, what kind of results you should be expecting when running ads, and so much more. We really could have gone like on and on and on about this stuff. Like, it's so good. And I love talking about like the techie side of things behind the scenes of business. But if you are an e-commerce beauty brand or beauty pro who wants to go from confused to confident in running your own Facebook ads, Aleah Rae is definitely your girl. This interview is so informative, so take some notes and let's go ahead and get into it with Aleah Rae. And if you prefer to watch this interview, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends of Beauty podcast, Aleah Rae.
Hey, what's up? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you because I feel like we have a lot to catch up on because the last time that we interacted, you were doing something totally different. So
completely different.
Yes, I feel like we got to catch up. But before we do that, I have to ask you just some icebreakers.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, I like to say just so that the Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do like professionally.
Right. Okay, let's do it.
First one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
Oh, 3 random facts. So I'm a dog mom. I'm obsessed with my puppy. He's 4 months old. His name is Sneakers. He's a little mini beagle. He's super cute. Got a lot of personality. That is my baby.
Yes.
Another random fact. So before all this beauty industry stuff, I've been around the beauty industry doing all sorts of things. You already know. I'm sure we'll get into it. But I was a French teacher. So I have a degree in French. And then I taught French to middle school kids for 6 years back in Jersey, where I'm from.
Okay.
And then another random fact. I used to have bugs as pets. That's a weird fact.
That's interesting. What kind of bugs?
Yes. So I had hissing cockroaches. So my dad, let me give you backstory, girl, because it's going to sound real weird. So my dad is an entomologist, which is an insect scientist. And so he would bring home all sorts of things for me, and those were my pets. So I had like hissing cockroaches. They're from Madagascar, and you rub them. They're really big. You rub them and they hiss. Those. I had walking sticks. I had praying mantises. I would have any type of beetle, and then I would watch it turn into, pupae, and then turn into all that stuff. Butterflies for days. Those were my pets, honey.
That's really dope. I like that.
It was
really
cool.
Interesting. I like that.
It was cool. Yep.
I remember petting hissing cockroaches at like a museum or something as a child. So wouldn't get me to do it now.
But... I know. It's all gross now. I'm like, ew. My dad's like, really used to love this stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Awesome. So another one, what do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do like professionally?
Oh, that's a good question. What else do I say? Organizing like parties and events and get-togethers, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you give me a baby shower to plan, I'm gonna plan the mess out of it, you know what I mean? All sorts of stuff like that. I think organizing, throwing a good party.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yep. Same for me too. I'm always that person in my family that are like, can you throw the baby shower? Can you put together the child's birthday? I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay, right, fine. But I do enjoy it though. I do enjoy it. I remember at some point in my life, probably in high school, I thought I wanted to be like a wedding planner and stuff like that. I like all that stuff to some degree. The stress, and everybody else ends up enjoying the party more than you, girl, because you done work so hard for
Exactly.
it.
You don't even get to eat or anything.
Nope.
Yeah. Another
one. So blessing and a curse.
Exactly. Yes. Another one that I had that I like to ask lately is, what is the last time that you did something for the first time?
Oh, this is tough. Well, I got married for the first time. Hopefully it'll be the first and only time. And I did that back in September. So that's probably the newest thing.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. What's something that you learned about yourself during the pandemic?
Mm. How much I like not being around people. I mean, I already knew that I could take it or leave it. Like I didn't have to go out, but I
Mm-hmm.
really like being in my house. You know what I mean? And I think I didn't realize that as much. Like how much, I think we all probably learned how much we could do without going out, be it out to eat, be it different places. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Always on
Like
the scene.
yeah, I thought that was life. A couple summers ago, we'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't imagine a summer without going to brunch in DC on a rooftop," you know?
Right.
But now it's like we didn't do it, definitely missed it, but we survived, you know?
Yep.
So
Yep.
probably that for
That's good.
sure.
I like that. I like that.
Hmm.
And if you weren't a Facebook ads coach right now, what else
Right.
could you see yourself doing?
Oh, what else could I see myself? I used to dabble in this back in the day, and it's another hard industry to break into, but I love jewelry. So jewelry design, I
Okay.
would have loved to have gone to school to study gems and then craft either fine jewelry or a combo of fine and, not just costume jewelry, regular everyday stuff, but probably something in the jewelry design world. I
Okay.
love jewelry,
Oh,
especially earrings. Earrings are my thing.
okay. That's cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
Thanks for
yeah,
sharing. I think
for
the
sure.
insects for pets is like the most exciting thing. I love that.
I know nobody ever has anything like that to talk about. Like, what, girl? And then my father, every year, he would bring little insects in cups for the class and do a presentation. So I was like the coolest, nerdiest kid
Yeah.
ever. Mr. Dorsey brought the books.
Yes. I love that. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
sharing that with
for
us.
sure. That was fun.
Yes, I would love to jump in and just learn a little bit about
Yeah,
Aleah Rae, like your
yeah,
entrepreneurial journey prior to
yeah.
you landing on the e-commerce and like Facebook
Right.
ads.
Right, right. So I think like when we met, I had my own lipstick line,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I had my own lipstick line. It was called Lip Beauty, where I did custom lipstick. I made custom lipstick, and that was born out of years like in the retail beauty industry. So definitely did makeup for a spell. Consider myself a makeup artist, but that wasn't my thing.
Okay.
More than anything, I sold makeup. So I was in the business of working behind counters. I started off with Clinique. That's where everybody starts when you break into retail beauty. And I worked my way up. I was a Clinique counter manager. I worked my way up to being Bobby Brown counter manager at Pentagon
Okay.
City Nordstrom, so big
Uh-huh.
store, right across from Mac. You know what I mean? So definitely night and day
Right.
looks, right? And then I went on to be like a regional artist for Smashbox. I freelance NARS, YSL. So I would say for really up into the pandemic, because I even worked part-time, while I was doing my Facebook ad stuff. I still, if you've ever been selling beauty, it's hard to get it out your system. Like I have friends that have government 9 to 5 jobs making
Uh-huh.
6 figures, and they still go in on Saturdays and sell perfume. Cause it's just like, I don't
You
know,
get
it's
a
hard
high
to
from it.
explain. Yeah, it's just, it gets in your system. It's more than the money, it's just a lifestyle, and you
Mm-hmm.
see people that you've known for years. The industry is small in this area. So it just becomes like a social thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I held on to it for as long as I could. When the pandemic hit, that was a sign for me to just really say goodbye. It's a wrap. I really was down to working like 1 day a week or 2 days a week.
Okay.
Um, I went at that point. I had worked for Blue Mercury, and I was a Blue Mercury store manager, down to full time, down to part time. So that's kind of been my journey. And my lipstick line, the whole time I had my lipstick line, I was still working 9 to 5 because it never was big enough to really pay my bills or replace my income.
Mm-hmm.
The lipstick line came about really one day. I had a customer who had me run into every single counter, girl, to look for the perfect lipstick. And then I remember, and I mean, and I love this lady, but she had me running. Okay. And I was like, choose something, sis. But I remember eventually she said to me, she said, I just wish that this Chanel and this Dior color could be combined. And then that would be my perfect color.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, why can't they? Because as makeup artists, we'll mix, this
Yeah.
up the amp with some other color from MAC, on the back of our hand and use our lip brush and combine. Lipstick is wax, it's soft, it'll melt if it's too hot in your car,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So I literally went home, depotted some lipsticks, messed up a pan, and started mixing and then researched everything that went into making your own lipstick. And that's how Lip Beauty came about, And so I did Lip Beauty I worked on it for a long time. I want to say I was in it for about 3 years. So we're overlapping, what I mean? Still working retail by day and then staying up all night long to make lipsticks and ship orders. And then about a year before the pandemic, so we want to say maybe around early 2019, I started feeling like I needed to do something else with my life just in general. Like I didn't want to be in retail. Didn't look like Lip Beauty was actually going to replace my income. I didn't feel like that was going to be the final destination. You know what I mean? I loved it, but I just didn't feel like that was going to be what I should be doing.
Right.
And I started looking into other career paths and at the same time trying to figure out how I can make Lip Beauty pop, right? And I realized that one of the things I wasn't doing at that time was I wasn't running Facebook ads. Now to me, Facebook ads was posting something on IG, hitting the promote button. Damn, you got a Facebook ad. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm like, I've tried that before and that mess don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I knew like when I would go on the Nordstrom site or Sephora site, it's like they knew exactly what I was looking at. They would show me that exact same product on my Instagram feed 5 minutes later. So I was like, where do I do that after hitting the promote button? You know what I'm saying? Somehow, somewhere, I went down the rabbit hole and realized that there's a whole program called Facebook Ads Manager, which is very different than boosting a post or promoting a post.
Yes.
And it is the program that Sephora, Fenty Beauty, YSL, every single brand that's out there is using. They are not taking their posts and hitting boost or promote.
Exactly.
Okay. Right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, what? Mind blown, ain't nobody ever told me, And as I started to learn more about Facebook ads, I was so excited because I realized like this screen, as complicated as it looked at that time to me, this is the same screen that Nordstrom is looking at. They don't have access to anything any more complicated or sophisticated, I should say, than I do.
Right.
Like the same exact tools, maybe not the same budget. They got a lot more to spend on the ads, but the same tools, right? The same tools that are available to them are available to me and to every single person that opens up Ads Manager that has a Facebook business account. So I thought that was so dope. You know what I mean? It's like the playing field is very equal in some senses. You know what I mean? It's not like this is out of my reach. I just need to learn this and I need to understand this. And so I started trying to figure out how to do Facebook ads. And I got so excited about that at that time, being in the industry for probably that was like maybe 9 years or something. You have so many friends that are makeup artists that also have product lines that are hairstylists, nail, beauty, friends in beauty, right?
Exactly.
So I'm telling them because they got their hustle on, some of them are in it full time. Some of them that's their side hustle. I'm telling them about this Facebook ad stuff. You know what I mean? And I just really got super excited about what I was learning with that. And then I came across the fact that there is something called a Facebook Ads Manager, like someone who manages your ads for you. Okay, what's that mean? What's that involve? What do I have to do to be that person, because this is really fun to me.
Right.
And truly my just being so like enthralled with Facebook ads kind of took over my desire to have my lipstick line. You know what I mean? And I think that looking back, everything has a season. Everything that I've done in the beauty world, it came to end when it was supposed to come to an end. My retail life came to end, but, I learned so much from it. You know what I mean? I learned how to sell makeup, which if I was just a makeup artist being hired for weddings, you may have no clue how to sell. That's two different things,
Totally.
And so I learned how to sell makeup, which is what helps me in my selling makeup, as far as helping clients to sell makeup now with ads, understanding that buying process, so everything, having my online e-commerce line. I mean, I landed in Washingtonian, I landed in Essence, I had great press around it all. Having that line though taught me what not to do, and what to do. I wish I had have invested and discovered Facebook ads when I first started the business versus towards its end, And so all those things are what I wrap into my client experience now. So I think that I'm super excited and super proud because I can teach you how to do Facebook ads, but from the standpoint of, I know all about this beauty stuff. I know all about this e-commerce side. I know about the retail side. I speak your language,
I love that. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. So what exactly do you do for your clients now? Do you teach them how to do their own ads, or are you running ads for them?
Good question. So when I first started my career as an ads manager, we're talking going on 3 years now. When I first started, I ran ads for clients, but that's expensive. It's a serious investment, because of the time that I'm taking, not only to run the ads, check on them, manage them, but also create things like your graphics, write all your copy. We don't just run one picture or one graphic. We're creating 3 and 4 and testing them, split testing them. Exactly. So because of that, you pay a lot for an ads manager. The average now is about between $1,000 a month and about $5,000 a month. And that's just for the ads manager itself. When I finished, I was charging about $2,000 a month, but that restricted who I could help, to be honest. You know what I mean? I could only help people that had that budget for me for 2 racks a month, plus to be able to spend on the ads. My $2,000 fee does not include your ad spend. So we're looking at a $3,500 to $4,000 a month commitment. And a lot of people in my audience don't have that to spend right now, which is cool. You'll get there, but it's about knowing what you have right now, So I decided after running ads for brands, it was, again, that had its purpose in my life, right? Because I got experience. But I decided after running ads for brands for a couple of years in January of this year to switch to just coaching. Gotcha. So now I teach beauty brand founders who are not at the point where they can afford a, ads manager. I teach them how to do it themselves. And I'll be honest, even if you can afford, there is something to be said for understanding what is going on in ads manager.
Right.
You're handed, yes, to check whoever it is that's running your ads for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you are literally giving them a budget, could be hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars potentially. And you're handing this over. At what other stage in your business, or what else do we do in our business? We hand somebody money and say, okay, go do good stuff with it.
Right. And not even understand what's going on or what they're even doing for you, what it looks like and all of that.
Nothing. You open it up and you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like literally, and I've seen that some clients that have come with me to now learn are like, I had a company for 3 years that did stuff, but I don't know what they did. You know what I mean? And it handicaps you because at that moment where circumstances change and maybe you no longer can afford that monthly, or you don't want to afford that monthly, or you want to take that $5,000 and put it on new product development. Now you're in the same position you were when you started with them. You know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I recommend wherever a business is in their stage, whether they learn how to run ads because that's what they can afford right now and they need to DIY, or they learn how to run ads because they want to understand what's going on in their ads manager account, whatever, because they can't afford an ads manager. Learn it, understand what's happening in there, be able to read the results, be able to ask intelligent questions, because unfortunately there are, companies out there that will just take the money, set up some sort of ads, but they not be up to par, you know what I mean? And they're not doing what they need to do right by you, or they could get better and they don't, check them. So you need to have that knowledge. So now strictly coaching. One-on-one, I still do some one-on-one work, but my focus right now, I'm not doing any more one-on-one clients in the month of December. November is pretty much booked up. And so starting January, I'll take more one-on-one clients. However, it will be my group coaching that starts in January.
I
Yep.
love that. Yes. Do you have any client success stories of people who, learn how to run their own ads? I guess their business just kind of exploded from there.
Yeah. So I like to talk about, yes, and I like to celebrate like small wins. You know what I'm saying? So ads are a long game strategy. It is not like I teach you something, you do that something, and then you have an extra 10 racks in sales the next week. It doesn't work like that, right? So I had a great successes from a challenge that I actually did, and we just attacked one small type of ad. I challenged everybody and taught them how to create a landing page for their hero product. And I had people who, for the first time, had sales from people that they didn't know. Because let's not get it twisted, right? There's one thing to be said about having an e-commerce store and, people ordering from it that are family and friends. Basically, your e-commerce store could just be your clearinghouse for how you take payments, right? Because when you go to do makeup, okay, you talk about a lip color and then you send me to that site and I just buy the lip color, right? Or you go to do my hair and you talk about your hair oil or your, deep conditioner, and you say the way to get it is to go to my site. The site did not sell me that product. You sold me the product, and I just rang it up on your site. You know what I'm saying? And there's that, which is not, I'm not knocking it, but how sustainable is it, right? You're going to be limited to who you can see and talk to.
Yeah.
What you want to see happen is strangers, people that you don't know, come into your sales funnel, land on your site, never talk to you, but off of the strength of the content that you're putting out there, the messaging, the sites optimization, they buy, right? So I had people who, for the first time ever, even after one lady even after having her site for like 5 years, she had a sale from a stranger.
Wow.
And that was after spending, I think, $10 on the Facebook ad campaign that we set up. Okay. That to me is a huge success. Is that going to make the headlines? Is that 6 figures? No, but that is progress. And that is what I celebrate and I want to see happening, because that's one sale, but you did something right to get that. Okay. Multiply those efforts by, the next 7 days, the next 7 weeks, the next 7 months. You know what I'm saying? To see how that happens,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, and she was just like blown away. She's like, I've never had a sale. And she sells, I think she sold wigs and weave and stuff like that. She's like, I've never had a sale from somebody that I didn't know on the site. Like, I got my first legit $300 sale from a stranger, That's huge.
That's really huge. And that's what Facebook ads is really all about, because how they're changing the algorithm so much on social media. It's hard to reach people nowadays. So it's like you have to run ads. I don't want to say they're forcing us. I mean, it's kind of like they're forcing us.
No, they are.
It's like you have to run ads in order to, see the type of traffic that you want to come through your business. Yeah,
for sure. They're definitely forcing, because they don't make money. If they let us organically reach everybody we wanted to reach, we wouldn't buy ads. And the only source of income that Facebook, and we know that Facebook owns Instagram, so we're talking Facebook and Instagram. The only source of revenue that they have is their ad spend. That's how they exist as a company. That's why Mark Zuckerberg is rich, because of Facebook ads. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to keep restricting that algorithm. And I have one really good friend who has like 30,000 followers. And she's like, I've seen that stuff go down over the years. She's like, I've seen my posts go from getting, 5,000 likes to getting 500 likes to now getting 125 likes, because her posts are not being shown to all 30,000 of those people. And they won't be shown unless she spends some money, unless she runs it as an ad, So it's not if you want to be on social, it's not optional anymore. You can't cheat the algorithm with hashtags or use this No, it's not. They're just not gonna let you be great until you cough up the dough. You know what I mean? So the sooner that we understand that, whether we are, service-based beauty providers or product-based, the sooner we get that and get on board with it, then the better off we'll be,
Gotcha. Are your clients both product and service based?
I started with more service, honestly, in the beginning, because that's who was around me. And then I made the decision to focus my content and what I put out more on product based.
Gotcha.
So would I turn down a client who wanted to learn that was, a makeup artist or a hairstylist? Absolutely not. Can I still help them? Absolutely. All the principles apply really to any industry, but now I track more product based because that's the content that I'm putting out there.
Got you. How did you perfect your skills? Like, how did you perfect your skills as far as learning how to, do the ads? And then how do you stay up to date with all the changes that they're always making?
Oh, for sure. Back end? Right. So it's interesting. So at first I found a mentor who had a program, where she teaches people how to be ads managers. And in that program, it was first learning the ads, because there's two different things, learning it and then learning how to run it for somebody is two different things. You know what I mean? So her program took me about 3 months to complete. It was an investment, but worth every penny. Mm-hmm. And then she mentored, she has a Facebook group, private Facebook group for students of the class and everything like that. And so I was in there heavy when I first started learning, Yeah. Now, then I will say, I found out that Facebook has a professional developed program. So Facebook, because they want more people to understand ads so that they'll spend on them, actually has something called their Blueprint certification. And so Blueprint certification, it's self-paced, it's free info. The only thing you pay for is to take the test, and the test is so hard, like really stupid hard. I'm like, this was not in what you guys gave me to study. You know what I mean? So thankfully, though, I did study really hard and I passed. So I'm actually Facebook Blueprint certified. So that's a certification given from Facebook. And there are levels to that. I mean, I could keep going down the rabbit hole to that. Eventually, I do want to take the next level and the next level and the next level up. You know what I mean? But some of those levels really more apply to if you're running ads for corporations. They get deeper when we got a multi-levels to the business. You know what I'm saying? So some of them I will never attack because that's not my ideal customer. So I have that. And then there are still groups of, people at the professional level, other ads managers. I actually sat in a 5-hour seminar about 2 Fridays ago, to learn what to do about this iOS 14 update, child, because it's just messing up everybody. So I heard from an expert, a panel of experts, and they were rolling out new strategies of what to do for your clients to work around the iOS 14 update. So I'm in school continuously. Like, I can't just rest on what I learned 2-3 years ago. You know what I mean? I have to, because this stuff is always changing and it will always continue to change, which is, again, why hiring a coach or having someone to help you allows you to cut through having to do all the studying yourself, because who has time for that? You know what I mean? Except for me. This is my job. That's what I have time for.
Right. What do you think people should know about running Facebook ads, like before they start running Facebook ads? Like, what kind of mindset should they have, or what do you think they should know about ads before they jump into doing it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So first one is that it is a long game strategy. I've said it once and I will say it again. It is not, do not let those ads that come on your Instagram feed fool you, where it says, we ran an ad and look, we got 30,000 worth of sales. First of all, I'm gonna tell you about how much they spent on the ad. They got 30,000 worth of sales. It might have spent 5,000, maybe 10. A 3 times return on investment would be great. If you spend 10 and you get 30, that's a win in the business world. Okay. But do you have 10 to invest? You know what I'm saying? To get that, right. So, don't be fooled by all the hype. Realize that it's a long game strategy, to get to the point where they got that 30K, they didn't start ads yesterday. They've been building a warm audience, warming up, taking people that might have been a little interested in their products and getting them warmer, more interested to the point where they're ready to buy. They've been doing that for months without the 30K return. You know what I'm saying? So this belief that, you know, Facebook ads is going to be the Band-Aid to my bleeding, it's not. You know, it has to be a part of your marketing strategy, but it is just that. It's a part of that strategy. Now, another thing that I see people do, and I've had clients do this, the time that I'm running ads for them, they do nothing else in the business. They don't post to their IG feed. They don't post to Facebook. They don't send no emails. They don't even bother to update maybe their website with a new header. Just nothing. Nothing. Well, I'm paying you to run ads. This ain't the only thing that is going to work for you. It all works in tandem. You know what I'm saying? It all works together. You have to do all the things, unfortunately, all the things that get you sales. Because a person might see my ad, but then get that email and then buy from the email. That doesn't mean my ad didn't play a role in that purchasing decision. You see what I mean? Yeah. So it's not always so linear, like see an ad, buy. You know what I'm saying? She might see an ad, get an email, see a post, and then go buy. You know, you will never know the role that ad played, but best believe it played a role in her buying decision. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So we have to not expect Facebook ads to give us such instant gratification. I spend $1, I get $2. It doesn't always happen like that. However, if you're doing that as a part of your marketing strategy, you're going to see the money back. Right. You know?
And I always tell people, I know they probably tired of hearing me say this on the podcast, but I had this coach that always used to say, like, running ads or just doing anything in your business. But I think when he said it, he was talking about ads. He said running ads is literally like, it's like a hypothesis. Like it's like doing a science experiment and you're just testing to see what's going to happen. Right. That's why people do like split test or try it with copy and this graphic and then this copy, or like just trying different things because you just don't know what's going to happen. So
don't know. And I have people say that to me, what should I write? I said, I can give you some options of what to write, but I don't know. And you don't know what your audience is going to really respond to. There's been so many times when I would run ads for clients that I would have my graphic designers make maybe 4 different graphics. You know, one of them, I'd be like, I don't really like this one. It was nothing wrong with it, but it didn't do anything for me. I would still put that one in the mix. Because maybe it's going to do something for you or somebody else.
You don't like that somebody's like, yeah, that's the one that's responding the most.
How many times that would be the winning one? I'd be like, this old goofy one, I didn't even like that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, really? This one did better than that one that I loved? You know, but you have to test it because you have to see what's going to appeal to your audience, you know, and you don't always know. So what I want people to realize is that the testing, we don't test forever and we don't spend lots on the testing. So if I'm testing 4 different ads, I know within 3 to 5 days, who's the winner.
Gotcha.
And I didn't spend, $50 on each of them. Maybe I spent $5 or $10 to see, so you don't feel like you're flushing money down the drain because you're going to do it for a short period of time, look at your results, and then move forward. Then, 3 out of the 4, I'm not spending no more money on, but I'm gonna spend $20 a day on that one that was the winner. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a sweet spot as far as, do you have a sweet spot as far as like the cost per click versus like how it's converting, I guess I'm trying to say.
Right. So it depends on the objective, honestly. So for conversion ads, which is what people always run to first, I gotta say this too, girl. Conversion ads are not the first ads that you run, okay? They should not be. You need to warm up your audience before you get to that. And if I have a lipstick line and I decide I'm gonna run a conversion campaign and show it to people who like Fenty, right? They are strangers to me. They don't know nothing about my brand. And seeing one ad from me is not going to get them to buy. So it's not that my conversion campaign didn't work or that Facebook ads didn't work. I asked too much from an audience of strangers. Just like if somebody asks you if you meet a guy at Starbucks and the second thing out his mouth is, come spend a night in my house.
Right.
What?
What? Would they do that?
Excuse me, sir? You're crazy. Right? Like, he needs to work his way up.
So would you
anything
recommend
close
doing
to
like a
that.
lead first instead of
Yeah, so
conversion?
you want to do reach ads.
Oh,
You want to do ads that create brand awareness. Just get in front of her. Hey, just think about the guy. Next morning, you want to get coffee? Hey, I saw this funny GIF. I thought of you. He just kind of stays present, like if he's not crazy and if he's really interested. He's just going to stay present, stay at the top of your mind. Make sure you don't forget him before he starts asking for too much, even the first date. Before he starts asking for a first date, he's just going to be around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you want to just be around your ideal customer, be around her a little bit. Hey, girl, I'm over here. No, you don't got to buy, girl. Just check me out if you get a chance. You know what I'm saying? That sort of vibe. Like, look, I want to teach you something really cool about skin. Let me tell you this tip. Provide value to her. So she starts to remember you and be like, oh, this is a good brand. They're helpful. You're doing brand awareness, you're doing reach ads, you're doing page post engagement ads, anything that just is a really soft, get to know me type of situation.
Yeah.
And then when you have an audience of people, you go ahead and retarget them. Those same people that saw your reach ads, that saw your page post ads, you create a warm audience. So this is not Fenty Beauty anymore. These are not strangers. These are people in your orbit. And then you retarget those people with your conversion. Now you can ask more. He's been really cool for the last couple of weeks. The vibe is good. Y'all met up for burgers, Now he wants to ask you for, an official date. And now you feel like it makes sense. Like, okay, this makes sense. Yeah, I'll go out with him on a Friday night. He can pick me up. It's not going to skeeve me out. I've seen him enough. You know what I'm saying? Now he can go further. And that's how we need to be with our customers, with our potential customers.
Yeah, people are
so
not
when you were saying like
customers.
Huh?
Because people aren't courting their customers anymore.
They're not courting them. They're trying to jump right in bed with them and ask for money. Why? It's not gonna work.
Exactly. It makes so much sense when you put it that way, though.
Right. And then the statistics say 7 to 10 touch points. And it may be more. There's some, and I've seen this even with my clients, that and I see with myself how I spend because of COVID, pandemic, uncertainty, we're not just spending like that anymore. It takes a little more.
Yeah.
Where am I going that I need to buy all this new makeup? I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting to go out this summer. So you are really going to have to convince her and to be really patient with her.
Yeah.
And walk her through those touch points. Those touch points mean those interactions with your brands. They all count. The email counts, going to your website counts, adding the cart counts, your ads count. The reel that you posted, that counts as one, but realize it's going to take quite a few to get her there, So you asked me about, that was your first question about sweet spot for, conversions and stuff. When you get to the point where you're ready for conversions, you want to be able to spend almost the price of your hero product. So if your average sale is about $30, let's say, you want to be able to spend about $30 on those conversion ads. But don't be afraid of it, because you're going to be showing those ads to people that are more ready to buy. You know what I mean? You're not showing it to just Fenty Beauty, where it's going to get flushed down the drain. You're showing it to people who you've been dating for a while and you're really likely to get a yes from. You'd be surprised if you didn't get a yes, because you've been courting her for a minute,
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned earlier, and I think it's so important for people to understand, like, the difference between boosting a post and the difference between going into Ads Manager and actually doing an ad set and everything. Right. Can you explain the difference? Because I know the difference, and it's so interesting. I was in a coaching program for my podcast to learn how to launch this podcast, and the person's recommendation in the program is like boost a post.
Oh no!
And I was like, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to Ads Manager and do my thing. So can you explain the difference between boosting and like what that does versus doing Ads Manager?
For sure. So the best way I can explain it, I think we'll all understand this. back in the day, you know, I like little examples and analogies, right? So back in the day, I remember I was probably like 16 or 17. I wanted this cherry cola colored hair, right? That was the thing. I'll be 40 this year. So we talking the 90s, right? So this cherry cola colored hair, you know what I mean? Like I just wanted that so bad. So my mother told me I could get a rinse, okay? And I was excited. A rinse, I guess that's semi-permanent color. Back in Jersey, we called it a rinse, okay? I don't know what everybody else called it. And I get this rinse and I look in the mirror, I hold up the mirror and I don't see no cherry color. But when I went outside in the sun, if I turned my head a certain little way, you could see it, right? You could see a little bit of it. That is like boosting a post, okay? It's better than nothing, right? But it's not the experience when I became grown and I went to my favorite colorist here in DC, Q. She was at Parlor back then, you know, Q.
Mm-hmm.
And she lifted my dark hair color, took me to blonde, then deposited that cherry color. It was vibrant. It was gorgeous. That getting colored by a colorist is running an ad in Ads Manager, okay? Those are the differences. You just don't have, in boosting a post, access to the different knobs and buttons and capabilities to target your audience the way you need to target your audience. And since you're spending $5 there or $10 there, why not spend it where you can get the most bang for your buck? You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to spend more money in Ads Manager than you would on a boosted post. You just actually need to spend it the smartest way. You know what I'm saying? If getting my hair, you know, which it didn't cost the same thing, but if getting my hair, you know, professionally colored costs the same as a rinse, why wouldn't I? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so there's just, it's limited. I mean, it's on your screen, you know, it's taken from a post. And here's another thing. Every post, so if you go to, if an ad comes up, you know, Fenty is on my mind, so I'm gonna use Fenty. If an ad comes up on Fenty and I go to the Fenty Instagram page, I don't see that same ad. Okay, so when you're boosting a post, you're restricted to what you put on your page, on your Instagram page or your Facebook page. Most ads don't appear on your social media feed as well. You know what I mean? That was a mind blower. I'm like, well, where is this? Because I thought things were boosted. Well, where is this Nordstrom ad? You know what I'm saying? No, it's not on their feed because it's been created in Ads Manager. Where you're not taking from your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed and turning it into an ad. You know, that's always an option, but you don't have to do that. Right? Because there's going to be certain instances where, you know, maybe you just want to offer a certain sale to a certain group of people. Maybe you just want everybody on your email list. You got a banging email list, 1,200 people, okay, for your beauty brand. And you want to make them feel special. And so you've emailed them and you've said to them, I'm giving you 20% off your purchase this weekend. And then you want to follow up that message because you want to stay in front of them. Not everybody's going to open the email. You want to follow it up with an ad. Well, you can go into Ads Manager and only show that 20% off ad to the people on your email list because you uploaded your email list into Ads Manager. But you can't do stuff like that with a boosted post.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, if you're going to spend the 10, 15, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, I've seen people spend hundreds of bucks on boosted posts. Don't spend it someplace where it's play time. You know, go in to Ads Manager and do the real thing, the thing that big brands are doing. You know, ain't no big brand out here boosting a post. No beauty brand that sold at Sephora is boosting a single post. And so since Ads Manager is available to you, use that to create your ads. You know, why not?
What are some of like the really important elements that you have to get like right in Ads Manager in order for like your ad to
work?
To work.
Targeting is the like number one thing. You know, your audiences have to be set up properly. And I actually, this coming Monday, I'm working with somebody to just set up audiences. She knows how to create all her posts, you know, not posts, her ads. She does great graphics and she's got a great message going, but her targeting isn't tight. If the targeting is not tight, nothing else is going to be right. Okay. By targeting, I mean, Are your cold audiences set up? Are your warm audiences? What about your lukewarm audiences? The people kind of in the mid-range of that, you know? And that's something I preach, that you can manage your ads in 30 to 45 minutes a week. The reason you can do that, the reason I do that for myself, for my own brand, is because I've done all the audience work ahead of time. So this time that we take to go in, okay, time to set up an ad. Well, who am I going to show it to? People who like beauty and maybe makeup and maybe eyelashes. All that's a waste. That audience could have been set up previously and just chosen from a drop-down menu for you, you know, and labeled, this is cold, this is warm, this is lukewarm, you know what I mean? So the best practice is you must have your targeting correct, because there's definitely such thing as having the right ad, but showing it to the wrong person at the wrong time in their customer journey. And that is just, it's going to blow you won't accomplish anything from it. You know, the ad could be made by, you know, Jesus himself, honey. But if you show it to the wrong person, the wrong group of people who are not there yet, then it's going to fall flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. So targeting, I think also, you know, with our messaging, we get so descriptive with our captions, you know. Vitamin B serum, you know, and we just talk about the description. We don't talk about the benefits. We don't think about what is her problem, you know, and would be specifically to e-commerce brands, right? So we don't think about what problem is this the solution for? That's what our caption should talk about. She can read the bottle and see that it's vitamin B serum. You ain't teaching her nothing to say in the caption, vitamin B serum, you know? Does this help tired skin look more youthful? You know what I'm saying? What is this going to do for me? Because I don't care what it's called. You could call it poopy poo. I don't care. Is it going to make my dark spots go away? Then I'm ordering a bottle of poopy poo. You know what I mean? Like, you want to know what the effects are, what the benefits are. And I think that's another place I see a lot of brands go wrong in their caption, is that they talk too much about the description, that it has, you know, this acai berry in it. Well, what does that mean? What's that going to do for me?
Yeah.
What's that going to do for? That's all we care about, you know, as humans. Okay, what's the bottom line? How's that help me? You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're talking to her about what is the effects of this, and then kind of the details and nitty gritty of how she gets there. She wants to know it, but it's not high on her list. You know what I mean?
I know it's something called, I think, is it the ads library, where you can look at other people's? How can people use the ads library to their advantage when they're, because I know you can look at other people's ads that, you know, that they run. You can look at Fenty's ads, you can look at Smashbox.
Honey.
How can you use that
most definitely.
Your advantage?
So you Google Facebook ads library. It's a law that any ad has to be like public, you know, public domain, right? So if I'm running an ad, you know, people have to be able to see what my business is spending money on. So every ad that's out there is in the Facebook, that's currently running, is in the Facebook ads library, right? The cool thing about it is that you go to big brands like Fenty Beauty, let's say, or whoever you're thinking of, Drunk Elephant, whatever brand it is. And then you look at their ads, but I want you to look at the oldest one that's still running.
Okay.
Because if Fenty has an ad from March she's still spending money, that Rihanna is still spending money on, you best believe that ad is bringing them money.
Okay.
So they would not be spending money on ads that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months old unless they were really successful. They would cut that from the team. Okay. So you want to look at that ad and then look at what she did in it. I mean, okay, it's a picture of 3 bottles of foundation lined up on a multicolored brown, different shades of skin, you know, paper. Guess what you need to make if you sell foundation? Right. 3 bottles of foundation lined up on multicolored skin paper. Like, nothing is, and of course, I'm not suggesting you copy, but put your spin on it. But understand that this layout of paper with the foundation bottles is something that's appealing to people, and then do it your way. You know, what does the word say? Okay, she got 2 sentences. The first one talks about, you know, lasts all day. And then the next one says go here to shop now. That's what yours should say. You should talk about one of your biggest benefits and then say, go here to shop now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't try to reinvent the wheel, you know, like always be true to your brand and do it in your way. But these brands have thousands of dollars, perhaps millions of dollars to test on, you know, ads.
Yeah.
So if they're testing something as something that's been successful, allow that to be, you know, okay, good enough for me. If it's good enough for Fenty, it's sure enough good enough for my brand, you know, if that's my target audience, right?
Yeah.
And then that even goes to the website. One thing I want to say, Mama, because I know that this goes over people's head too. Facebook ads will never fix a conversion problem, even the conversion ads, okay? So all Facebook ads do is drive traffic to your site, no matter what type of the ad objective it is.
Mm-hmm.
When you pick the conversion ad objective, it's going to drive traffic ready to convert, most likely, but it's still only putting people on your site, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they get there and the site is not strong,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to matter.
A waste.
It's a waste. Okay, so what is a strong site? In our industry, in the beauty industry, about 3% conversion rate. Okay, 3% conversion rate. So when you open your Shopify analytics, if you see that your conversion rate is 0.2%, you don't have a traffic problem. You don't need to be running Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
You need to strengthen your website, get that conversion rate up to at least 1.5%. You know what I mean? Ideally, at least 2%. All right. Then start pushing more people, because what's going to happen is, you know, right now that conversion rate is not talking about the number of people. It's talking about when the people get there, how many of them are taking action and buying.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, of that 100 people, if your conversion rate is 2.2%, of that 100 people, not one person is buying when they get there. So that's not your problem. You don't need more people.
Right.
You know, you don't need 1,000 people more. You're still just going to have 1-2 people buy. You know, you need to make that site stronger. So get that conversion rate up to at least 2% at the very minimum, and then take a look at running Facebook ads. Mm-hmm. And how do you strengthen your site? Look at what your competitor is doing. Look at what Fenty is doing. If Fenty has, you know, her first section of site is a banner and it has words about the foundation, and then under that is some testimonials, and under that is the products, then that's the order that you put your site in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think of sites as a kind of like strips, you know, and figure out what each strip has in it and arrange yours in the exact same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To get your conversion rate up, to make sure that, you know, if you have a site, you don't have things like FAQs. I don't see where my stuff is going to be shipped. I have no idea who to contact if my order arrives damaged. I'm not buying from you. I have no trust in you. You know, we throw together, I see this a lot. We'll be throwing together sites and we haven't finished them. We haven't thought about all the things that make us comfortable buying from different locations and adding those things in, you know. Mm-hmm. And Facebook ads can't fix none of that. That's not a Facebook ads problem.
Right.
You know.
Right. Have you seen any type of I guess a particular type of creative get more engagement than others, like certain type of pictures that convert more than others?
So when it comes to conversion ads, the ones for selling, remember it's going to be shown to it should be shown to a warm audience. So at that point in their buying journey, they need to see testimonials. So those ads that have that product with like 5 stars and then some writing about, you know, somebody said, Aleah said this, da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Those do really well for conversion ads, because, you know, if I'm just being exposed to something, I'm not interested in a testimonial. I don't even know what this thing is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I've been watching it for a while, if I've been seeing this for a while, then it's like the testimonial might push me over the edge to actually buy it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Typically, video ads do better than still ads. However, you need to test both.
Right.
I don't know what your audience is going to do. So have in the mix one video, one graphic, you know, with some words and picture, and then just one lifestyle photo. That's just a gorgeous photo of that product, you know, test all three for about 3 or 5 days, see what the audience responded to the most, and then run with the one that is the winner. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So video, definitely, you know, if it's a testimonial, it's a video testimonial about your product. I used XYZ and it changed my life. Oh my God, y'all have to buy this. If it is a video, make sure it has captions. Something like 90% of video is watched without sound, because we're watching during Zoom meetings and we're watching in the bank, at work. You know, so do not put a video out that does not have captions. That's a waste. Okay. But typically video ad does better. But again, I'm not gonna stand by saying that any one thing is better than the other. I want you to test it all.
Got you.
You know?
How often should people be updating their ads, or should, if something is doing really well and that product is still relevant, should they just keep it on a continuous basis?
Yeah, if it's doing really well, and again, this depends on ad type. So if it's a conversion ads that's converting for you really well, keep it. However, if you're running ads to expose her to your brand, realize there is something called, I think it's called ad fatigue. So eventually, you know, this ad where maybe it's you talking about the benefits of vitamin C and showing the serum, not asking for the sale, but just teaching. Eventually, she don't need to see that for months on end. You know what I mean?
Know about the vitamin C,
right?
Girl, like
right. Show her something else. You know, so maybe next time around it's that same serum, but you're using the eyedropper and putting on your hand, and you're showing that up close of the texture, and oh, it smells so good and all that. Yeah. So it's still the same product, but you're finding different ways to talk about it. So those type of ads. Maybe, I mean, I've seen it updated as frequently as once a week, but once a month at the very least for those type of ads running to that audience. But at the same time, because at any given time, it should be 2 types of ads running. One to show to your cold audience to expose them to your brand, and then the other type to sell to your warm audience. Okay. Because the concept is that the cold audience is going to keep getting bigger, or the warm audience will keep getting bigger because you keep exposing more and more people, you know, and now the warm audience that started with 10,000 and now has 15 because you just showed more people your stuff, right? So so that warm audience ad, that conversion ad, that could stay the same. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? But when it starts, the price or the cost starts to go a little bit higher, then you might need to swap it out.
Okay. And we did talk a little bit about budget earlier. How much should people, what's a good spot where people could start with something small but still get results? I've tried like $5 a day before. So remember, I want us to quantify what is results, right? So if results to you is a sale, then you need to be willing to cough up around the cost of your product. But results to you shouldn't just be sales. It should be, you know, more views on your content. It should be more exposure. Okay. So you could spend as little as $5 a day, not on a selling campaign, but on a campaign where you take that video where you said, oh, look, guys, look how the texture of this serum is. And you want to make sure that lots of people see it. You know, you're not satisfied with the 300 people that's going to see it organically. You want to see 13,000 people see it. So that might be $5 or $10 a day. And you realize that, no, you may get some sales from it, but even if you don't, it's cool because that counted as a touch point for her. Now she is one step closer to reacting and buying when you show her a selling ad. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to, what are results in our mind? Result cannot always be a sale. It's not going to always be a sale. If that's how you're measuring your wins and results, you're going to get disappointed. Gotcha. Because a sale is that's the end goal. That's not the only goal. Okay. Gotcha. So it could be as little as $5 or $10 a day, but realize that as your warm audience grows and you get there, when it's time for selling, you're going to need to up that budget. This has been so great. Oh my gosh. I could talk about this stuff all day because
I know. Can you tell me too, right?
I love the techie side of things. I'm like, should I start doing Facebook ads for people? I just be wanting to do everything because I just love the technical side of
for sure.
business stuff. So I get excited about this. But
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
what is next? I know you mentioned your group coaching program. Like, when can
Yeah,
people
for
find out more
sure.
about that?
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is if, I'm very laid back with things. So if you're interested in group coaching, I am putting together a landing page where you'll be able to sign up to get more details as they become available. The group coaching is going to take place. It's 6 weeks long, and there may be some bonus weeks in there. We're going to see, but it's going to start in the middle of January. The cart will open to sign up for it in the beginning of January. But leading up to that, there's some things I want you to work on so that you will be ready when group coaching starts to take full advantage of it. So if you're on my email VIP list to get all the details about it, pricing and all that, you'll also be getting some homework assignments and some mindset assignments so that, like I said, when it starts mid-January, you're ready to take full advantage. So I think you're going to post the link for them
Yeah,
or have some sort
absolutely.
of way. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
So the
But
link would
any
be
other
down below.
questions? Okay, perfect. But any other questions, you can always DM me. Like I said, I'm real laid back. Shoot me a DM. Join my Facebook group. It's called the E-commerce Beauty Boss Community. We're over 200 strong in there now, and it's all brands that e-commerce beauty boss brands, basically. But it's open to everybody. So if you're a service provider and you're in the beauty field, if you're beauty, you belong there. Okay.
Yeah. I love that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So of course, before you go, I have to ask you the Friends of Beauty rapid fire questions.
Uh-oh.
So it's not as scary as it
Is
sounds.
that okay? That sounds scary.
So whatever comes to your mind first, just like
Okay.
spit it out.
Okay.
All right. So what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Ooh. Keeping it humble. Understanding where I go wrong and changing to do better. And believing in myself. So the belief that I'm a big mindset person. So the belief that, everything I want is out there for me. The universe has it at my disposal. I just have to keep trying and keep drawing it to me. That's really a key to my success. And I notice when I don't believe, and my faith in that is less strong, then I'm less successful. So keeping humble, I say, realizing I don't know everything, and I'll be quick to tell you, let me get back to you. I need to research that, or let me ask somebody in my group because I'm not sure about that, and then realizing like, okay, that wasn't the best idea. What should I have done differently in my business? You know what I mean? All those things help me to be stronger and better for the next go round,
How do you measure your success?
It's definitely a feeling, it's the feeling of who I'm able to help and that feedback that I get from those people. It's not a dollar sign thing, because some of the times that I've felt most successful and most proud have not been the times when I've made the most. You know what I mean? So it's when I see people really like reacting to what I'm teaching, what I'm coaching, maybe I measure my success through my client's success, I think that weighs heavy on me.
Yeah. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I ever received. I don't know. Just whatever comes to my head.
Yeah, whatever.
There's a book that really was a game changer for me. And the person that told me to read that book right now, that feels like the best advice that I've got. And the book is called You Are a Badass at Making Money.
Yes, I love that book.
Yes. Oh, I love that book. And I read both badass books, but the Making Money one just hit different. You know what I mean? So the person that told me to read that was really good advice. And I think I didn't even read it. I listened to it, which is bomb. Have you listened to it, or do you
read it? I read the book.
Oh, listen to it, because Jen Sincero reads it.
Oh God.
And so you get her voice and her personality. And it's just like, she's my friend in my head. You know what I mean?
I love it.
So yeah, that on Audible is fire. I probably have listened to it like 20 or 30 times, like literally. And I just keep listening to it.
I love
Yep.
that. Yay. Okay. Next one. What is some advice? Like, what advice would you give to someone who is just ready to give up on Facebook ads? Like, I'm
Mm,
so over. I have to run all
yeah,
these ads to get these
yeah,
clients, and
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
advice would you give to someone like that?
I'm gonna say, like, honestly, and this is gonna sound harsh, right? If you're ready to give up on Facebook ads, you might as well throw in the towel for your business,
Mm,
And that sounds harsh, but it really is, especially if that business is e-commerce based. So if it is service based, we can touch a lot of people in person, and Facebook ads, we can get around having to need them. But if it is e-commerce based, you
mhm.
physically cannot sell to people in Los Angeles or in Texas when you are in Washington, D.C.
Right.
And Facebook ads, you started an e-commerce business. One of the great benefits is that you can make money in your sleep and you can sell nationwide or worldwide if you're shipping internationally. But one of the drawbacks is that you have to market and advertise to the whole nation.
Yes.
And so if you really don't want to run Facebook or Instagram ads, then you shouldn't be in the e-commerce business. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you want your business to grow outside of you, then it's not negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must. It's not I don't have money in the budget for that right now. You have to find it. If you want to grow, if you want to stay where you are and just hit up family and friends and press them out to keep buying your products, have at it.
Right.
But eventually somebody else needs to buy for you to grow and make real money. And so Facebook and Instagram ads, it's not a either or. You must.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's a resource that has helped you in your business that you could share with the
Mhm.
Friends of Beauty community?
My coach, my mindset coach, V Kelly. I think you may have interviewed
Oh,
her before.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a game changer for me. So, I would recommend finding, if it's not her, even though she's phenomenal, finding some sort of business coach or business mentor. We all need them. There's no way around it. She just helps to clarify things for me. It's a voice, it's someone I can bounce things off of, or when I am hard on myself, she helps me to kind of listen, let's make a checklist of what needs to be done, and let's
Right.
go after the things that you can do right now because your personal life has, a lot going on in it. So she just helps me to find that balance, but then pushes me at the same time and holds me accountable. So I would say her in particular, V Kelly, coaching with V. But if not, find a business coach that will push you in the right direction.
I agree. I love it.
Yep.
Last one. I just want you to fill
Okay.
in the blank and say, my
Mhm.
name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
Okay. So my name is Aleah Rae, and the key to longevity and success is definitely perseverance. So not giving up, just a determination to make it. That's what separates the girls from the women, honey, the men from the boys.
Yes, I love
Yep.
it.
Stick into it.
Yes, before you go, share your social media information
Okay, for
again, and like
sure.
wherever you want people to find you and connect with you.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So you can find me at Rae of Light Digital. So Rae is spelled like my middle name. It's RAE, Rae of Light Digital. Okay, that's on IG. That's my website, rayoflightdigital.com. That is my Facebook page. And then there's a link in my IG bio to join my Facebook community. It's free. It's a private Facebook group. It's called the E-commerce Beauty Boss Community. There will be a link in there to sign up to be on the VIP list to find out about my coaching, my small group coaching. That's for 6 weeks. It'll start in January. So I would say my IG is the center of the universe for me. So
Okay.
just go there and follow, and then go to the link in bio to get everything else you need. Okay.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Aleah
Thank you
Rae.
so much. This has been amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty. And subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.